So here it is, long-awaited review of The Lone Ranger, film starring Armie Hammer as the Lone Ranger, Johnny Depp as Tonto, and a host of other really, really great actors playing in roles here and there. In this movie, if you think about it, blows. You go 1 minute from slapstick humor and the Lone Ranger dragging his head through poop and a horse drinking beer, to slaughtering an entire Indian nation with a Gatling gun, and the fact that the cross-country railroad meets in Texas when in real life it actually met in Utah. Blah! Mind-blowingly stupid shit. But if you're the typical audience for a summer blockbuster, then you'd probably like this film just fine. So I'm going to give you a couple things that you can look for if you're forced to go see The Lone Ranger. That'll actually make the movie a little bit better for you. I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna give you some stuff. I'm gonna give you 5 things that make it better. My top 5, starting with the reason the movie didn't feel that long to me, was because the theater was air conditioned and my apartment is not. So every second that ticked by in that movie was a second closer to me going back to the unbearable, scorching heat of this oppressive 4th floor walk up in Brooklyn, and I hate it. It's where I am now. It sucks. It's the worst. Number 4, as terrible as this movie is towards the Native American population, especially the Comanche Nation, at least they don't call anyone an Injun. They say Indian. They don't say Injun. Go get them Injuns. Pew pew pew. None of that. It was actually, whatever. It's a thing. Number 3. Johnny Depp does a fine job, sort of. The problem with it is, he looks like this, and an actual Native American looks like this. Number 2, the action set pieces are actually pretty engaging, especially the last one. Jumping on trains, jumping off of trains, Wild West stuff, horses and all that. And some of the scenery is actually beautiful. During the entire last set piece, I was basically thinking, why wasn't this more of the movie? And we could have just gotten rid of all that looking at pocket watches. And finally, the number 1 reason you should see this movie is because there are so many good actors in bit roles in this film. People like Tom Wilkinson, William Fichtner playing the bad guys, James Badge Dale plays the Lone Ranger's brother, Stephen Root gets an appearance towards the end, which is amazing because Stephen Root's the man, he gets to choose some scenery. And my personal favorite, Ruth Wilson, she plays Alice Morgan in Luther. If you've seen the BBC series, which you should because it's on Netflix, watch it now. I think Ruth Wilson is amazing and she should be in everything now that she's made this break into big time, blockbuster films. Early on in the film, spoiler alert I guess if you give a shit, James Badge Dale's character, the brother of Armie Hammer, dies, and they have to make it okay for there sort of to be a little romantic tension. That's not how it would happen, and if I may, I'm gonna take a moment. I'm gonna show you how that scene plays out in real life. Oh, my brother. I have been shot. I just want you to know that I ain't gonna make it. And you gotta take care of my wife and kid. But just come here before I die. I just want to tell you, don't fuck my wife. Don't fuck my wife. Oh, thank you. Thank you. For me? Oh, thank you. Oh my, I have to thank my mom and dad. I have to thank my manager and my agent and my publicist and my publicist assistant and the valet at the Four Seasons and I guess I should thank the Lord. Anyway, so that's my review of The Lone Ranger. Please don't see it. I'd give it a 2 out of 5. Anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Please click the subscribe button if you want to keep hearing my annoying voice on your computer or wherever you watch random YouTube channel videos. I look forward to reviewing another piece of crap for you shortly.